What's up, guys? Today is Sunday, February 25th, 2024. That is the Bitcoin block height. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I know everybody's just chilling out, winding down, and I'm doing the same, man. I'm just chilling out today. Kind of a rest day, reflection day. And I made a video yesterday, Satoshi Saturday. I'm really enjoying that series. If you haven't checked that out, check it out, man. I enjoy that one. That's my favorite. Those are my favorite videos to make, to be honest with you. But in that video, I mentioned that it was my 3-year anniversary of buying Bitcoin, officially yesterday, February 24th. But today, 3 years ago, was also interesting too, because Bitcoin dipped like $3,000, went from like 50 to 47,000. And then as you can see, I bought the dip and my conviction for Bitcoin got stronger and stronger. It's crazy because just like everybody that's probably watching this video, I heard about Bitcoin a long time ago, but I never got into it. I thought it was a scam. I thought it was money for the black market, money for basically criminals. I did. I remember first hearing about it on the news, and then I remember first getting in contact with it. Somebody was on the dark web, and they were like, yeah, man, you can buy this stuff with Bitcoin. And ever since then, I thought it was something that you bought illicit stuff with. I didn't know. And then when the scamdemic happened in 2020, and I started to realize that everything is just a lie. I mean, I knew a lot of things were a lie, but I really started digging deep into it, because I was always into sports, and I was making money and just didn't really care about all that stuff. But now I'm deep diving into that stuff. And then once I got into gold and silver, it led me down to a path of learning about the real monetary situation. And two things got me really into Bitcoin. Number one is the YouTube algorithms, because the things that I was watching as far as like gold and silver and the monetary situation and the Fed printing money and stuff like that, I would get suggestions about Bitcoin and cryptos. And then the second touch point I had on Bitcoin was people that I watched, precious metal stackers that I watched, were into Bitcoin. Like some serious gold stackers like Robert Kiyosaki.
So when somebody says, what do you think about Bitcoin? I said, I'm very happy. And they said, what if it comes back down? I said, then I'll buy more.
A few others. And I was like, wow, these guys are into Bitcoin. I thought it was a scam. Now, what's interesting is that I really started looking at it in November, excuse me, a little bit in October too. But I really started looking at it in November. And then if you look at my old videos, I believe, and don't quote me on this, I believe it was in between video number 49 and video number 50, because I used to number my videos back then. This is when I first got to Vegas. I got in Vegas early November 2020, and in between that, because I was making videos all the time, I took a 2-month hiatus from December 22nd, I believe, until like February 27th. And that video that I made, that next one I made, February 27th, I actually talked about crypto for the first time in that video. You're going to tell your kids and grandkids, and they're not going to believe you when everybody gets into silver and the cryptos and all that stuff. And that's because I had bought some crypto. I had bought some Bitcoin, some Litecoin, some Ethereum, some Solana, something else. And I had like a whole little portfolio full of stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get these cryptos. Like I said in the other video, Bitcoin's going to be my gold. Ethereum's going to be my platinum, and Litecoin's going to be my my silver. No, it was the other way. I think Ethereum's silver and Litecoin was platinum. But anyways, I found out real quick. Within 2 months, I found out that Bitcoin's not crypto, and crypto damn sure ain't Bitcoin.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
And I started to really learn about it more and more. And the more I learned, I was coming from a standpoint of kicking the tires and looking at what's wrong with it, and I was just trying to find anything wrong with it. I really was. I wasn't a cheerleader for Bitcoin, because I was really into precious metals at that time. I started kind of getting away from gold and getting into more silver, and then more vintage silver and platinum, stuff that is more rare, not being made and stuff like that. Because again, human beings, we always float towards the hardest money. And the more I learned and the more I tried to poke holes in Bitcoin, I couldn't find anything wrong. And then I said, okay, what can stop Bitcoin? What can stop it? Then I learned in my trials of trying to figure out what can stop it. It's the biggest and most strongest computing network on the planet, even stronger than the government. All governments in the world, the network of the people that mine and own Bitcoin nodes, and then also people that are on the Bitcoin standard and people that are storing Bitcoin in cold storage and stuff like that. I just was flabbergasted by that. And then, of course, when it's almost like when you go from one girlfriend to another or one wife to another or something, you try to compare, like you got your ex-girlfriend or the girl you got now, and then you meet a new girl. I was subconsciously comparing Bitcoiners to precious metal stackers. And if you look back at my old videos, you could tell I was just swinging more and more towards Bitcoin and going away from precious metals, because I used to always say we're on the same team, and we still are, by the way. I just believe precious metals are the much, much slower horse in the race, unfortunately, in comparison to Bitcoin. But I noticed that the Bitcoiners always came up with the solutions, and for the most part, not all precious metal stackers, but a lot of them are doom and gloom and always talking about the problems, and precious metals were the answer, and that was it. And, gold is going to 5,000 and silver is going to 300, 400. Well, that's the reason I don't want a 100-ounce bar, because for some reason I keep seeing the number 600 in my head. I just keep seeing that number. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go 600 within a couple of weeks or a couple of months or even 1 or 2 years. And it just never happened. And I drank that Kool-Aid. I was just like, how can it not be this and that? And then when precious metals failed me during the most time that I needed it, which was during all the money printing, I was just like, wow. Now, mind you, I came from a traditional financial background, so I wasn't a precious metal stacker for years. So I wasn't like stuck in my ways or stuck on it like some of the precious metal stackers I have on this channel or left my channel. And plus, I'm always open-minded. I don't get stuck on one idea. That's why I floated towards Bitcoin, because I was looking at it from not a negative point of view, but I was looking at it as what's wrong with it. But I always kept an open mind. And once I saw it, it was the answer that I thought that gold and silver would give me. And the answer is to the broken money. We have a broken money in our country and in our world. And the constant debasing of the currency is just a big, big problem that that on this Sunday, I am so thankful for Satoshi Nakamoto for making the sacrifice for, I think, about 3 years of just painstakingly working on this solution to a very, very terrible problem. And for him to just give us this gift and disappear, I was fascinated by that. I thought it was a scam, like, oh, this guy is probably the CIA or something like that. But then I've been looking it up, and this has been going on for 40 years, the cyberpunks, when you go back and look at the history. And this technology is absolutely flawless, and it's just amazing. And I got to be honest, I've heard things about this person or these people that could have made or that made Bitcoin could be time travelers, or some say they could be aliens or something like that. If we found out that it was any of those two I just said, knowing and looking at this technology, I got to be honest, guys, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, again, if you know, you know. So once I figured out that Bitcoin is the way, because it is the way, whether you know that or not, I made the painstaking decision to sell all my vintage silver. That was tough for me to do, but I made a promise to buy it back. And I am going to make a video specifically showing you when and how I'm going to buy back that silver. I'll give you a hint. Satoshis, ladies and gentlemen. So it took me a little over 2.5 years to realize that. But hey, better late than never, to realize, and say it with me, the best way to save, and for me, the only way to save, is through Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.